I'm gonna walk up to where I was yesterday and use the drone and possibly do some field recordings as well. I have to fix this before I can concentrate. So yeah, last night I recorded my first podcast with Ben Grant, or Ben Zekchevsky, Avizo. Me and Ben grew up together. We performed together and very good friends. The podcast, a little bit not safe for work, I suppose you could say. Gets a bit dark and it's quite emotional. And yeah, kind of sets the stage for what I intend to do with the other interviews and yeah, the general kind of vibe. Just tried out a list of questions and kind of a lot of free flow stuff. Ben isn't in his I wouldn't say his usual enthusiastic self, so it's kind of it's kind of, I wouldn't say a tough listen, but there's some heavy stuff discussed, and I think he touched on some really important topics and discussed his musical journey and stuff that he wants to go through. And yeah. And so yeah, it was interesting. We were at it for 3 hours nearly. Took us a little while to get set up. It's always troubleshooting at the start of podcasts. Podcasting is kind of it's my day job. I do quite a bit of it in terms of editing and producing, distributing and editing reels for other people. And so yeah, it was interesting to do it for myself. Didn't feel uncomfortable, didn't feel weird. I'm sure it'll probably be different when I do it with someone that maybe I don't know, or someone that I don't know. I can be quite a nervous person, so yeah. So the next episode I'm going to try and record with Paul. Seems interested to do it. Paul Mnemonic. I asked my friend Brian Collins, the fella that I lived with and known for a very long time, but I always mistake his second name for O'Sullivan. Actually, he was my +1 for a festival I was playing at, and I was living with the guy. Put his name down as Brian O'Sullivan. Very bad. Very bad. So yeah, this is day two of the 100 days. Woke up today feeling enthusiastic. Was up late last night working on the project and figuring out what the next steps are. In the podcast I discussed bringing Ben on for a feature for a sample pack. He seemed interested in it, so he's very talented on the keys and the keyboard and his vocals and stuff, so and his particular style is let's see, old school boom bap, old school hip hop, does a bit of trap, does a bit of experimental in between that, and I suppose you could call it dubstep, at least that's my opinion. But he's an absolutely amazing vocalist and just has music in his soul. So yeah, I think he's trying to find his mojo again at the moment. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. So yeah, hopefully Brian is up for doing an episode today. My intention is just to record maybe 5 or 6 of them and then schedule them out. From my experience, it's better to be consistent with releasing stuff rather than trying to find a guest and rushing an episode and it being all forced and this kind of thing. So with the other podcasts I work with, I'm always pushing for people to get ahead, so now it's my turn to do it. Yeah, yesterday was my first time talking to a camera like this, and watching back I didn't feel it was too painful. Just me kind of ranting. I felt pretty good about it. Obviously we all have our insecurities about how we look, and sometimes it looks shiny because just out of the shower and walking up a big hill in sunny Spain. So yeah. So hoping to hoping to do some field recording. I have what's it called, a Zoom H6 Essential. Probably should have read more reviews before buying the specific one. It seems like it's kind of the cheaper version. I suppose it's called Essential, but it's kind of an impulse buy. And so yeah, gonna record some rivers, some babbling brooks, maybe some probably just gonna be loads of bird noises, to be honest. Maybe might get some, yeah, just nice background noise, some Foley. Could be good for some meditation tracks. I think that's something that I'm going to focus on. One of the sample packs is essentially just like royalty-free toolkit for making meditations. I try and find some people who have access to gongs and sound bowls and rattles and this kind of thing. See if I can do some sessions. Just try and make a good pack for that. Everything is in its kind of like incubation stage at this point. I've started 2 packs. One is called Formal Introductions. It's going to be just an introduction to making house and techno, but the general aesthetic of it all is going to be the importance of formal introductions in music or in business or in relationships. I'm going to talk about it a bit in some of the blogs and possibly in an episode, and then the art will be based around that, and kind of the write-up of the sound pack will be based around that. And that's the kind of the general idea that I'm hoping to approach with the sample packs. Is that it's like something related to life and mental health, and then also tied in with music. And this will be free. Everything I'll be doing for a while will be free. This is important for me to make connections with people, get people to sign up, and yeah, just want to build an email list and try and make quality stuff. Eventually the stuff that's free might set limits to it, make it so that 1,000 people can download for free. Then I'll take it down for a while, or put it up for a cheap price or something like that. But yeah, that's the general goal for the rest of the year, really, is to make packs like this, come up with ideas, get the sounds together, and have it tied in with mental health and well-being and business and life, and yeah, try and build out to this. Maybe I should find a different way of doing this rather than walking up a hill and being out of breath. It mightn't be so nice for people to listen to, but I think it's good for me, it's good for my well-being. And I think if I was sitting there in a computer or in a room looking at a computer screen trying to talk like this, I'd just be having a bad time, having a bad old time. So this is it for now. I'll probably use this walk because it's quite close to where I'm living. I'll probably use this walk quite regularly, but I'll also try out some other areas. There's plenty of nature around here. Just need to kind of learn where I'm going. Going to a place where there's a massive tree. It's about 160 years old. Biggest tree I've ever seen in my life. Thought it'd be good to get some footage down there, some B-roll. I think it's quite away from people as well, so I won't be bothered by anyone, or at least I hope I won't. Don't want to cause any hassle using a drone, or people see me walking around with equipment. very hot today. I think it's late March. The last couple of weeks in Spain haven't been the warmest. I'm up in the mountains here, so it's kind of not what at least Irish people expect of Spain, but it's probably been colder here. You can't see it now, but on a lot of the mountains behind, a lot of snow, and then in the night you really feel it. Yeah, I'm sure maybe I'll get some show you kind of where I am. Yeah, when I was listening back to the video yesterday, I was like, oh, hear all the ground and the twigs breaking and stuff. I'm avoiding that. Ben told me that he really liked the kind of the raw, uncut version. Basically like not cutting things loads. I'm just going to show you where I am. If I can turn my camera around. No, just took a photo. Maybe I can't turn my camera. Maybe if I just do this. The AI in the camera isn't great. Seems to struggle to find me sometimes. That's how the video ended yesterday. Some of the balancing as well is really odd. So, okay. Maybe I'm better off okay, I just draw myself again. Okay. Seems like it has me. I need to learn how to use this fucking thing. Okay. I've already edited in some B-roll at different points. It's a really beautiful place. Maybe when I walk back, I'll just record some video rather than recording myself talking. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. So yeah, for the first sample pack, my kind of first goal that I set out was making 1,000 different FX files. I've done about 100 one-shots. So next I'm going to go into impacts. Just make big massive impacts, different styles. I do want to just kind of get really experimental with it. It's big clouds of noise essentially. I'm not a big fan of tonal risers or tonal impacts, but maybe some of the kind of pitch drop ones that are more kind of bass oriented. I don't really like when things are like me. Depends on the track, I suppose. It's necessary for certain things, but I think there's more the sound I'm into now is just more kind of yeah, less whiny, I suppose you could say. Kind of flooding where I am at the moment. So yeah. Today my intentions are to finish up a track for a client and continue working on some of the sound design for the sample pack. I need to work with the web developer to get the free download button installed. I'm going to clean up some of the products. I downloaded some of the mock-up boxes from Vato Elements, but I haven't decided on a general style so far. And you know, I think if I think too much about it, I'll never get anything done. Actually, you know what, while I'm here, I actually forgot my water bottle. So there's a fountain about 2 miles into the forest, so I'll get myself water off the mountain. Just wonder will it follow me. It's nice not drinking water with a massive beard. Come on. There we go. So yeah, effects is next. There we go. Effects are next. I did some bass lines, just kind of working out kind of different keys and different styles and Sometimes the kind of slightly atonal bass lines work better. It's easy to get lost trying to make kind of melodic bass lines, and I end up oversimplifying them later, and a lot of the time even scrapping them once the majority of the idea is fleshed out. So started using Diva quite a bit, and don't know too much about the interface, but it's made kind of a nice bass line, kind of put it on the offbeat, and then set it to an eighth note arp. And some of the notes, it seems like the release on some of the notes were kind of extended, so it was like, it was just really groovy. It was a groove that I've been trying to get for a long while, and it mightn't have been that clean or that good, not that good, but might have been as clean as some of the stuff I was making with Serum, but it was just like, this is really dancey, which is really important, obviously. So, yeah. In the podcast last night, me and Ben were discussing some of the older tunes that we had made together. I actually was cleaning out some emails, and I went back to my old email. I went back to the first emails that I had. Somehow some of them are still there, and it's kind of a painful experience. Don't recommend it. But some of it was nice. And some of it was to Ben. I think it was like 2016, 2017. Maybe a little bit later. I'm gonna need to get a new gimbal. This thing's annoying. There we go. I think the light messes with it. We made a track together, sampling some guitar from, I can't remember his name, Antonio something. The track is called Alhambra. It's a live session, and it was something my dad showed me. And me and Ben were using Fruity Loops at the time, and we sliced it up, made a nice... I'm gonna end up breaking this thing. Is it better than maybe if I just do this way? Oh no, this isn't it. Okay, let's try this one rather than following my face. Just trying to avoid a river running down the path. So yeah, we made a track, called it Emanate. Really kind of like fluffy, warm, mature, very mature sounding lo-fi beat. I remember that day very well. A lovely time with Ben. It's great, but in the email, I found the notes that we made and took photos of trying to get organised, you know. Me and Ben for years trying to get organised in our lives. Spoke about it quite a bit last night in terms of, yeah, being creative, having issues with mental health, and trying to balance creativity and well-being and finances, trying to be economically stable in the world, and something me and Ben struggle with a lot in our lives. And yeah, it was really nice to see Blast from the Past. So I'll probably play that track in the podcast, show the artwork, and might even play it during some B-roll in this video. Yeah. I think the further I get into the forest, I'll probably... sure there's a way I can turn this camera around. Probably going to record some... That's still locked to me. Probably going to record some river noises and bird noises. I always found it really lovely with some of the different projects that I've used. Having like real world sounds, could be just general atmosphere of your house, of your street, of any kind of video in the world where there's just kind of mic noise alongside of human noise, street noise, car noise. This creates like a bed of sound. Might refer to it quite a bit in these episodes, but there was a Fortet's Tape Notes podcast episode. He recorded some ice skating, but I think Soundtoys micro shift on it, if I remember correctly, and it just creates this, like, I think stereo kind of delay, makes things sound kind of a bit more 3D. what he said about it being like creating like just this kind of like psychoacoustic, I think maybe that was the word he used, or kind of like maybe a subliminal theme. Yeah, that's what he said, a subliminal theme that people don't really hear in the track, but just adds like a certain amount of depth. And speaking of depth, it's definitely something that I've noticed in some of my recent productions, where for a long time I would have been trying to make everything loud, everything up front and everything up in your face, and everything was competing for loudness, and a lot of masking was occurring and this kind of thing, you know. But then I've started like using elements that maybe I wouldn't have used before and put them like really like kind of low in the mix. Obviously when there isn't other things happening, and maybe it's like a really cool element and it would sound good up front, but it just creates something else when you put it quite behind. You could achieve it obviously with a reverb as well, but also just like having it turned down, maybe later in the track turning it up. Just looking around here now, kind of in the thick of it, but I want to sit down somewhere and do a small bit of recording with the microphone. I think I'm going to go up that way. There's boars around here, and they have kids. Apparently if you get near enough of them, they might attack. You can see, well, you probably can't see now, but they rip the ground up and eating roots and this kind of thing. So hopefully I don't stumble along one. Definitely been one through here. Apparently you're supposed to climb. Interesting. YouTuber, Irish YouTuber, gets eaten by boar. Yeah, that's really insensitive, but some kind of well up here, I think. Yeah, looks like a well. Looks like a nice seat to me. Okay. Birds. Okay. Oh my god. It's relatively safe. There. It's so nice being outside. It's so nice. Hopefully I have enough battery for my adventure today. A little bit. So this is the H6 Essential Handy Recorder. Never actually used it before, but I'm sure it's pretty straightforward. It's good at least. Can be used for podcasts, in person, audio interface, and the general, I think, what is it called? I don't know, omnidirectional mic. Looks like you have to get one of those windshields, one of the fluffy ones. I'm sure there's more boars around. What a beautiful place. Up there, there could be some man-made structures. My SD card is in my drone, so that's a bit annoying. This is the Mavic 2 Pro, the kit, kind of like a Flymore kit. Got it from a lovely guy named Killian in Ireland. Rollworks Ireland, I believe is his company. It was very helpful. Sold me a great product at a good price. Not this last Christmas, the Christmas before. Very grateful to him. Very helpful. So, hopefully I don't lose my SD card here and all my footage. Really nice sound, really nice. Test out the SD card. Hopefully you can hear me alright. This section of the video is boring. There's some ASMR. I am on hunting mode, so hopefully I'm not orange on. Test the TV done. Test pass. Okay, that's it. Result pass. Okay, this time. On your right. Okay. It's following me. Okay. Right now we're on top of the well. It looks like a well from anywhere. It's in box, kind of landing structure. And there's an out that got overflow. Really nice. So this is a 32-bit float, which, as far as I understand, isn't very much. It doesn't clip. It goes loud as you want. I wonder, something that I'll check is there much hand noise? You know that there's like a thing at the back that you need for holding it? I don't know how far that is. There's the mark myself. So it seems that there's 3 hours and 40 minutes of recording, 32 bits for 192k, so the files are probably massive. Although I think there's a lot of video on this as well. So wait and see. So just gonna record for a minute. So a little test of the mic. Maybe I'll test it for the travel road. Maybe with our headphones this time. I'm just using my pocket and give it a go. Okay, I keep turning up and down the volume quite easy. That's a bit of a strange thing. Maybe I suppose it's not too bad if the beep isn't on all the time. Still recording. Every time I touch this medic, I get confused as to how I'm supposed to tidy it away and also how I fit it into the bag. Great purchase, by the way. I really recommend anyone who likes technology, anyone who likes this kind of thing. Really nice. Loads of fun. Loads of fun with your friends, gives you a different perspective on holidays, actually makes me want to travel more, which is really nice. I'm sure Angela appreciates that. So I'm going to put this to sleep. It saves. Need to get a proper case for it. Feels sacrilege just putting it into my bag like this, but not doing anything extreme, so so peaceful. Being able to leave your house and go to a place that's just surrounded by nature. Lived in a city for 10 years in Cork City and spent so much time just going to the loch, wasn't far from my house, and it really, you're not locked to me again? Okay, let's try this. There we go. Yeah, so I used to spend a lot of time at the loch with my dog, and it's not the same as being lost out in the thick of it. So yeah. Cool. Look at some mushrooms. Cool. You what there? Something my partner's uncle said to me that he would take me exploring and finding some mushrooms in the mountain. Only for research purposes, obviously. Yeah, when I come back up this way, I'll make some footage of what they call them jabalís, the boars. Yeah, not sure how much of this stuff I should edit. Maybe, I don't know. Ben recommended to me that he thinks I should just leave it uncut. Hola.
Hola.
Hola. So yeah, Ben said to me that I should just leave it uncut, and maybe it gets a bit boring for people, I don't know. But it gets me out doing something. Helps me be inspired for creative work later in the day, and yeah. So I haven't got any subscribers yet, none of my family or my friends. But I'm going to keep doing it anyway. I'll learn more with time and try and make better production value in time. And yeah, I don't want to overproduce things, not yet anyway. Prefer more of the stream of consciousness rants at this point. I think if I overthink it and I try and start writing scripts and this kind of thing, I won't do it. I thought for a long while that I wanted to do like how to make this type of synth and how to make drums like this, and I might. But every time I think about it, I'm like, I just feel like I don't know enough, or I'm not good enough at synthesis or making music as a whole to be doing it. But I don't know, I've been doing it for 10 years now, probably over 10 years at this stage, so I should probably just start bite the bullet and go for it. There's some YouTube videos that talk about like starting off your content creating career and what cameras to buy. I think it's the Sony EV10. Might be mistaken on that now, but thinking of going for that one. I think probably get it second hand with a stand and some SD cards in Spain for maybe $450, $650, depending on the amount of accessories. So maybe it's always the way, like procrastination. Planning is the best form of procrastination, buying the next equipment rather than just using the camera I have right now. The iPhone 15 is pretty good. Maybe the settings could probably make it look better. Maybe if I didn't look so pale. So yeah, there's that camera, some cheap lighting, I can't remember the specific brand, and some kind of microphone. I think the Shure MB7 is something that is kind of trending in the podcast industry, although just not sure if it's suitable for what I want to do or if it's overkill. Although investing in this is probably a good idea. Investing in ourselves is always a good idea. And if it's something that I can use now and use in 5 years' time, then nothing wrong with that. If I can use it for singers, if I can use it for podcasting, if I can use it for streaming, making videos, then yeah, win-win. So yeah, I'm looking at that. I already have a M1 Max laptop and the drone, the gimbal, and this kind of thing. So I have the bulk of stuff to make content already. So I think yeah, they're kind of the next steps. I have the idea for the logo for the business, kind of because it's Institute Audio, kind of wanted to go a formal direction. Spent ages using, I think, the Dolly AI thing in ChatGPT. Is it Open Art, I think they call it, maybe. And just refined an idea down. I had like something really formal, something educational. So like a building with pillars, some kind of Romanesque building with pillars. And yeah, the final idea I came to is, probably won't do too good of an idea describing it, but it's that kind of Romanesque building, pillars, and kind of an open diamond-shaped roof. I know obviously with logos it's really important to have it kind of like a not too complicated, simple shape, but I might put the examples up here. I have a person who's going to help me possibly redo the website. This water's stagnant and stinks here. Possibly redo the website and also help me with the logo. So I think I'll start with the logo. Just so that just another step, another investment to make along the way. I'll probably put up like screenshots of the different stages, different ideas of it, and then the final one. I think this hunter is down there. It's an orange jacket. No, it's a farmer. And so yeah. Hopefully, with the people I do the podcast episodes with, I'm always going to discuss possibly partnering up, some kind of broker, some kind of deal where I'll help them get a sample pack together, advertise it for a cut, help my friends that are creatives, if they're interested, obviously. I know everyone can kind of do this themselves, but yeah, it's just an idea. Hopefully it'll inspire some people to do it. Ben was the first person to say he was interested. I think Paul is going to jump on an episode. I've said this at the start of the video, Brian as well. And yeah, hopefully they'll be up for throwing some samples together. I think it'd be nice. I always wanted to go up here near the river and do another little bit of recording. If I can find a nice place to put the phone down. This is so beautiful. Okay, some dogs there. Okay, into the deck. Up there we go. Okay, it's following me. Following me? So hopefully them dogs won't come here. Parts of the sound out of the river. Of audio recording the river there. Obviously for actual for other purposes. Definitely want to go a bit longer. Back looking at me again. Now we have a battery. That's good. Probably nearly an hour. Excited to get down to the tree. It's so beautiful down there. Hopefully we have enough battery to record on the way back. Using it as a camera. Maybe it'd be good to have another camera, alright, so footage will probably be a bit better. I know it's not a big investment. I'll put it here for a second. Yeah, it's definitely a strange thing sending YouTube videos to friends, hoping that someone's going to listen or watch. Maybe I get a bit judged, who knows. Angela was very supportive though. She said, you know, everyone has to start somewhere. She spoke about some Spanish famous podcaster now and how he started off as like in a badly lit room and dressed in a tracksuit, just ranting about finance and economic problems in Spain. Now he's like massive and interviewing loads of really important people, and yeah, so got to start somewhere, I suppose. Got to get used to talking on camera and talking to the camera, becoming good with your speech, confident in your speech, confident with how you look, I suppose. Or just maybe not even confident, but less critical of ourselves. I think, yeah, I noticed when I was watching back the first video, I think a lot of people are afraid of like how they might feel when they do that, you know. And I think because I no longer live in my home country or where I grew up, I kind of feel free to, I don't know, kind of feel anonymous. I feel more anonymous on the internet. It's strange. It's definitely a strange one. Yeah, I will keep digressing and talking about different topics in these videos. Obviously the general goal is about the sample packs and the website and this kind of thing. Maybe people will be looking more for how to follow along step by step so they can replicate, but I kind of want to go for more of a journey, personal journey based on the whole project, long form, but also, yeah, it's a bit of a contrast then because I'm recording in nature, wandering around in nature, so yeah, we'll see. There will be videos coming of the website and discussing plans and going through the audio, showing sample tracks and the process. There will be a lot of me filming drone footage, different places, adventures in nature. I think it's really important to find a balance. I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years just working really hard on the computer and not getting much sunlight and not looking after myself very well, and this new project has given me, and obviously the sun, given me a new lease of life to be able to go outside and work on myself and talk to the camera about what my intentions are, what my plans are, and this kind of thing. I will try and make notes, bring some notes with me to discuss specific topics so that it isn't so stream of consciousness, that I'll be able to work on stuff during the night, get stuff done in terms of the business, and then when I'm out walking and recording, I'll be able to go over the progress and figure out where I'm at on what. Yeah, basically right now it's a foundation. The website's up, the Instagram's up, the Facebook is made, the YouTube is made, has one video up. The theme, the branding, people just get really stuck on that and just don't end up, they're like, oh, it has to be really professional or it has to be this or that before you begin, and it actually just gets in the way of starting. So I'm not aiming for perfection, I'm not aiming for massive professionalism at this stage. Just figuring out the kind of mission, making some sounds, making some tracks. Spent a bit of time using Meta Business Suite, the Meta Ads Manager of recent, and it's definitely not the easiest service to use. You'd expect that they just want to fucking take your money, but they don't. They just want to put holds on your cards, and it's like set to a certain amount. I think they're just trying to protect themselves. And I don't know, the system's complicated. It's like you're bidding to be in an ad queue, and then at the same time they want to charge you I think maybe I'm just beginner to it, but charge you a certain amount every time it hits the limit. And then it hits the limit and it tries to charge, it's just like charge failed. There was no request sent, there was nothing. It's like, it's annoying, so I had to go in manually a lot and keep trying to change it up, keep trying to do it. Maybe I'll go down that way for a second. No, it's kind of unsafe. Keep going to the tree. I really need to figure out how to use this thing. Just going through an old style gate here. Make sure I close it afterwards. Partners, follow our reach. Make sure we close the gate. It's really important because of the cows. So, coto privado de casa. Up that way means like private hunting land, possibly. So, gotta be careful. The way. So beautiful here. Where I'm going now is down to the Arbol de Centurio. I think that's what it's called. It seems like it's a tree of 100 years or something like that. Honestly, the first time I seen it, I genuinely thought it was 1,000 years. The size of it, it's fucking massive. It's absolutely massive. So yeah, we're coming up to 50 minutes. It's a bit too long. I don't know. I think it's nice. Just recording my adventures. I'll probably do some courses in the iPhone camera and the Hohem gimbal. The specific one I bought, the M6, I believe. I always thought it was really weird. It kept locking, and then I googled it, and it seemed like there was one specific guy. Shout out to him. Can't remember his name. And it showed like that you have to like the switch on the back of it that just locks the gimbal. Just keeps locking. They're faulty, and it's a company that just doesn't seem to give a shit. So I just put some tape over it, and there we go. It doesn't seem too bad, although the balance seems pretty off. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The camera's good as well, and the AI follows me, so I might try and get a DJI product at some point, or maybe I will get a gimbal for the Sony camera instead, so I can have my phone battery for controlling the drone or emergencies if I'm going to be hiking up the mountain for these rants. So yeah, if you got this far in the video, I'd appreciate reaching out and telling me what you like, what you don't like. I just found myself thinking about it this morning. A lot of people don't put content up because they're afraid of receiving hate, or I just found myself quite a sensitive person. I don't know how I'll react to lots of abuse online. I suppose you can stop reading comments eventually. Or not. Gotta be careful with your behaviour, what you do and what you say, so you don't get yourself in trouble. So yeah. If you're a musician and you're interested in doing a podcast episode, please reach out. My email will be in the description. if you're a producer and you'd be interested in collaborating on some samples, a vocalist, or just any kind of musician, please do reach out. I'd love to let's just make more connections with people. Something I've noticed since I moved to a country where I don't really know anyone is reaching out to a lot of old friends and starting a lot of new projects, and actually feel more social now, even though I'm like further away from everyone I know. And so yeah, I think I'm coming up to the tree now. Don't think it seems like a little bit of a residential area, but I don't think it is. I think it's I think that it's more of a what do you call it? There's like some signs for some universities here, so I think they're probably it's just like college land or something like that. I might go sit by the tree for a while, continue ranting, and then I'll end the video, start up the drone, mess around with the drone for a while, and then start recording on the way back, maybe. This video is probably going to be a long one. Maybe the next video I might do possibly with Angela. She always wants to bring me different places and stuff. It's just so lovely. So, is this the way or is that the way? I have to go up and around. I need to figure out how to turn this camera around while recording. I'll figure it out. So you have the specific topics you'd like me to discuss, or specific things you'd like me to go through in music production or well-being or mental health, or I'm not a professional in any of those regards, just have some opinions and open to learning and open to open discussions and this kind of thing. So please do reach out and ask some questions. I'd be very happy to discuss stuff. I think today I'm going to work on some deep house, some drums. I might record myself discussing the general plan as I go through it. This is the tree. Hopefully it looks as big on camera, maybe not. Maybe just sort of auto leveling in this. So yeah, really beautiful place. I'm going to drink some water, sit down for a few minutes. All the water off this mountain is amazing. I hope it's healthy for me, but I'm going to drink it anyway, so I'll get used to it. So yeah, 55 minutes, got to the tree, ranting about loads of nonsense. So yeah, I'm going to sit down. Maybe I'll just stay recording. Oh, good. Follow me. Fast. We get so concerned about bacteria and water. You know, they drink water that has fluoride and chlorine in it every single day. They don't question it at all, they think it's fine. Fucking weird. People think you boil it, and it's going to harden the chemicals. Yeah, not good. So this is the tree. I don't know how to show like that. If I go down here. Very good. old building there, I think owned by the University of Salamanca, and I'd love to own it. It'd be so nice. I'd say it's probably not for sale though. A lovely little bit of farm buildings down there. It's beautiful. I know apparently it's quite a famous tourist spot during the summer, so it's probably just public land. A lot of land in Spain is pretty public. You can walk wherever you want, and it's really nice. So, I might get myself some camping equipment. Start making myself some tea and stuff when I'm in the right places like this. So peaceful. I should have brought a picnic or something. Yeah, it's definitely not good not having having a case for this. Record. I don't know how sensitive it is, or if it will just hear me moving, or if it will be able to hear like the traffic that's far away, or the wind. I just have to check it out. I'll probably put some examples in. So yeah, during the podcast last night, a lot of it was about mental health, but we discussed some things about like how sample packs are essentially tools for solving problems, you know. People are, you know, some sample packs you see, they're like starter kits where it'll almost be like a track looped in stems, maybe like 16 bars or 8 bars for like song starters. I kind of prefer when things are, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they stand alone, you know, you make like a perk loop that's not so busy that it can't be used alongside other stuff, but that it's like alone, it sounds like got some groove there, you know. So it's not just really empty or not too busy, this kind of thing. I heard Kashmir talk about his sample packs in a recent podcast. Maybe it wasn't so recent, but I think it's before Kashmir 3. Signed up for Dharma Sound actually on a side note, his production college is pretty good. And he spoke about trying to like make, let's say if you're making loads of ethnic percussion, that a lot of it will actually be that it will work together and that it's intentionally made like that. So maybe it is kind of more song startery. I think if you just think about like the position of like where toms are usually put in house music or techno music, or like, yeah, like where the toms go, where are the accents, where like the hard notes, the soft notes, and it kind of, yeah, maybe it's a lot of it's based off of MIDI then and then bounced to audio. That's another thing I've talked quite a bit about, is like how important MIDI is, MIDI and sample packs. Anytime that I've used it, I've really felt like I was cheating, but at least with sample loops, you know, you can chop them up. Or if it's like a shaker loop, shakers are, you know, usually really quiet in the mix, so using them as samples is not really such a big problem. Something that I've noticed as well is like the importance of not needing to find a new kick in each project. You know, just like finding one kick that actually you really like, that you know works on a big system, tuning it if you need to, depending on the key of the track, and just knowing like, okay, it has the click, it has the chest, it has the weight and the low end, it's short enough for, I don't know, drum and bass, long enough for techno, and can be cut, not extended, but you know, it can be shortened if needed. Then yeah, just having your go-to sounds is really important. I think Phil's talked about it in his computer music video. DB music, computer music, one of them. I think his workflow video, where the importance of like sound design being a separate process from track arrangement. So when something I personally try and do is when I'm not feeling inspired. When I'm not inspired, I'll just make some drums. Usually, it doesn't feel like it's like committing to making a track or a song. You're just kind of putting together noises and trying to make them swing and trying to make them sound good together. And on the days that I'm kind of battling with trying to be creative, I find it easier to just go, okay, I'll just make some drums and I'll try and find some kicks I like and I'll try and make them my own, try and edit them and find a nice transient from one, find a nice body from another, find a nice tail from another, and try and watch videos about phase lineation and try and compare them to, reference them to the kicks that I know that work. And yeah, it's kind of, I suppose it's always genre specific, like what works in this type of track may not work in this type of track, like a big room EDM kick versus a melodic house kick versus a neurofunk kick versus a minimal techno or minimal drum and bass kick. They all kind of, you know, serve different purposes. I have like, yeah, different vibe, different timbre, this kind of thing. Although I'm pretty sure in sound design you can make a kick out of pretty much anything. That's something that I should explore in a video. I think Education in Bass website, I don't know if it's still running. It's Nominee and Raf. They were doing this for a long while. Nominee might still be doing it. Actually, he spoke a lot about mental health and music, so that's something to consider. Maybe getting in touch with him at some point. But yeah, one of his videos, if I remember correctly, he was made like the bones of a track from, I think it was just like a noise. Made a kick, made a snare, made a hat, made a bass, just to kind of prove that you can understand kind of principles, foundations of sound design. I think it's really interesting. So, I've noticed myself saying "so yeah" a few times as I've been walking, trying to keep the conversation going. Kind of like using an or an to avoid the silence. Keep hearing noises coming from over there. Definitely paranoid about boars. People keep warning me about them. And some people say, oh no, they don't come down this low, it's no problem. And in my back garden at night I can see them. In fairness, I'm quite high up in the apartment, so they're far away, but they're pretty much in the town. So I've got to be careful with my dog. Ferdy loves walking. He's running around the forest. And I just don't know how usually if an animal is bigger than him, he has no interest at all. Yeah, I just need to be really careful. I think I'm going to pause the video here and try and find a place I can take off my drone. Okay, just on my way back now. Just thought I'd shoot this before my phone dies. Did some field recording off camera. Mainly all you hear here is birds, trees, wind, and there's a big massive bridge over there, so the odd bit of traffic in the distance. Might try and implement it in a track there later. Got some B-roll. Having some issues with the drone. Feel like I don't really know what I'm doing yet. It's I don't know, is it the streamed to the phone jittery, or will the actual content or quality of the video be jittery? Also, very bright where I am, and there's a lot of what seems like the color of the trees. Not that it's blurring, but there's something going on with the contrast or something, so I need to figure that out. So yeah, just on my way back now. Gonna have to buy some good battery pack to be able to sit down for a while, charge up all my stuff, even if it's only just a little bit, but to be able to go on bigger adventures. And should probably get a Garmin watch at some point, so in case I get lost to some GPS. Yeah, just something I was thinking about. It's also good to record distances and steps, and I think something that I kind of want to speak about is that this is kind of like, an open journey of me discussing my well-being and my journey with the sample pack business. And a big part of the well-being for me is actually getting out and doing these walks and talking. Just getting out into nature. I found myself really feeling at peace and feeling excited about life, and just listening to all the birds and the sun, and I just feel so blessed and feel really lucky. Feel really, really lucky. I was in such a bad place for so long, and I struggle most weeks, if not days, and today feels like a good day. Feels like a good day. It's nice. So I'm going to save some battery. I'm going to try and record some B-roll, some footage. Seems like the Hohem app has some good kind of like content generation ideas. So I'm going to try and do some forest recording now. Some looking up at the trees and spinning around and low to the ground, this kind of thing. Hopefully I have enough battery to get a few more minutes in. So this is me on day 2 so far. Might try and do some maybe a second video today of just some me talking to the camera in my home, some sound design stuff, or I might just save that for tomorrow. Hopefully going to do another podcast tonight. Really excited about that. Feels good. Feels really good to catch up with friends and hopefully make some new friends, or just learn about people's processes, and hopefully get set up with some producers who can open up their projects, and maybe even do some listening party kind of thing together. So yeah, I tried to record some B-roll. I think I'm pretty shit at it. I think the pressure of the battery life that's remaining on the phone, kind of like, I feel like I can't take my time. And also I feel like maybe the settings aren't right. Or the gimbal, yeah, I don't know, is it on the right setting? It's really confusing. I tried reading the manual, tried watching videos, and I think it's working with cameras and gimbals is a profession in itself, something that I haven't dug too deep into yet in my life, but certainly intend on doing so. I'm just coming up to a river, so the audio might get a bit shit. As I was saying before I entered the video, really good. It's nice to feel at peace. Just have to navigate this river here. Talking to Ben about it last night, about am I stuck in a rock? A stone. But for me, like, happiness is being able to wake up every day and kind of like have a mission. And hopefully that mission has the potential of... Oh, my fucking shoes just got full of water. So I was saying that happiness for me is the being able to wake up at least a third of the time knowing that I have a mission in my life, that something that I created that I can do that has the potential of giving me some financial security at some point in the future, whether that's making music, learning a new skill. Most of my skills are related to technology. I've never been really good at my hands, but if that's what you're into, it could be the same thing. Or it could be, it's just learning skills, working towards something. And I feel like since I kind of decided to just start making content and kind of being vulnerable, I suppose, publicly, I feel good. Part of me is concerned that maybe this is going to end up being like some kind of procrastination, that this is a way of me not working on the sample business. Although I think any media is good media, and essentially I'm leveraging something that I'm enjoying to create content. And maybe this content can be edited up into bite-sized pieces of reels and posted on social media. And who knows? Something might come of it. I think usually what I say to all my clients in the podcasting industry is that it's all about authenticity and consistency. So I just gotta practice what I preach now and try and stay consistent. When I was recording with the drone, it was really hot. I think maybe I got a little bit burnt. But there was this, I think it was a hornet. It fucking terrified me. Don't have them in Ireland. There was this big, I couldn't even see it properly. It was moving so fast, but it was just like massive wasp. It's black. I think some dangerous stuff like that around these parts. So yeah, it terrified me. I was running away from the thing. I think I might have been in a field where there was like horses before, and so there was a lot of flies landing on me. It wasn't the most comfortable situation to be trying to record in, but I think I got a few usable shots, maybe not a lot. And I'll use them for showing the track from Benzo, maybe. Well, me and Ben. Possibly some of my own stuff. Let's see. Need to figure out some color correction. I bought some courses on Udemy, and it always seemed like the source material determines what you're going to do. So there is no like, follow these steps to make it look good. It's like you kind of need to understand your starting point issues, and I think it's like your the ISO, shutter speed, how much light is being left in. Possibly even there's like filters for they call Hasselblad cameras on the drones. So nearly back to my starting point, start of the forest. Lovely morning. Don't even know what time it is. I get back to the house and work on a beat for a client. And do some sound design, work on some impacts. Hopefully Ben will be available to discuss what he's going to do with the sample pack. Hoping I get a call from Brian tonight about doing the podcast. And yeah, I'll work on getting this video edited and uploaded later tonight. Going to listen through some of the Foley, some of the field recordings that I did. Can't imagine it's too interesting. Probably can hear a lot of it on this recording already. Just birds, me breathing probably. I quit smoking 2 weeks ago, which I'm very, very happy about. I can feel such a big difference in my anxiety levels, and it's like when you smoke, you know you should exercise, but it's like, is it good to exercise after a cigarette? You know, opening your lungs up or increasing your heart rate when your blood is already full of nicotine and carbon monoxide or dioxide or whatever it is. So yeah, these hikes have been such a big change for me. It's going to start getting hotter and hotter now as the weeks go on, so it's going to be tough. Gonna have to get used to it. Sure, it'll be a big change for me. Hoping you'll probably have to get Ferdy. Ferdy's my dog, by the way. I have to get a cold mat for him in case it gets too hot, because when I was here last summer and there was a heat wave, at night it was like 36 degrees, and I was like contemplating pouring cold ice water into the bed just to cool down. Again, on the floor wasn't cool enough, and I was partying too much at a wedding, and it was intense couple of weeks. So just gotta prepare for that. This is the trail I ran the other day as well. 4 kilometers, 90 meter elevation. Most of the elevation's at the start, and then it kind of goes down, and then goes kind of around that way, but it goes up and down on kind of a back road. And I brought Ferdy in. I was running and stopping and running and stopping. Yeah, I couldn't move for a couple of days after it, so I need to ease myself into it. It's always something I struggle with in my life. I'm like, extreme or nothing. So hopefully these hikes will fall into what people like to call balance. Passing the river, so I'll wait a second to talk. So yeah, the goal, 100 days of this, quite grand. It's not every single day, I'm sure I'll miss some days, but I think 100 videos, that doesn't include podcasts, 100 vlogs, so I'd imagine the YouTube channel have a lot of content up there. Maybe it doesn't grow in subscribers or likes or comments, but I'm just going to keep going. I think it's something I'd like to do. It's a job I would like to have. I just kept telling myself, like, oh, I need to just get better at music first, or learn more about a specific topic before I start. But I think it's a really good reason to learn. And I think there's a lot of YouTube channels where there's like, you know, the educator talking to the student, and maybe there's certain things that I can talk about like that, but I think that most of it's going to be me kind of figuring stuff out, maybe just talking my way through a project as I'm doing it, figuring out sound design techniques, and maybe showing you guys how I would approach specific things like subs and respaces, plucks, how I'd approach melodies, different rhythms of melodies. Now, all the kind of technical ways to explain these things are definitely go above my head sometimes, so I will definitely make mistakes. I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with people correcting me as well. I'm here to show my learning and hopefully develop a bit of a community along the way. And just going to end this video here and try another one. Yeah, I got a good bit of content today. I felt really inspired when I woke up. So I'm going to pack my bag, get my mic, get my drone, go up to the tree, talk shit, make a plan. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of editing in this probably, but I want to leave it fairly bare bones. I think some people like that kind of thing. So I'm back to the fountain now. Gonna have another drink of the water, and yeah, I might show some clips of this video is going to get too long. Need to maybe just start working on tomorrow's video this evening or something, rather than me just adding too much into this, because people probably get bored or not, who knows. So I just feel like I keep talking. It's nice, really nice feeling. I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. Kind of a healthy way. Nice. Really nice. So yeah, there's some things I need to spend some time understanding. The drone is one. Color correction of the drone, the ISO. That's just the lighting settings. Maybe frame rate. Maybe I don't need to record at 4K. Something I still yet to understand. Maybe if I just record at the 1080p, because that's what's going on YouTube anyway. For now anyway, until I think maybe you have to be partnered before you can upload 4K, not sure. Seen in the video last night that it takes on average 5 months for YouTubers to make their first dollar. Now I'm not using that as a metric that I'm working towards, but I look at it more that, so that's about the amount of time that it takes someone to get to 1,000 subscribers, I think. I did it with one of the podcasts I was working with the long way back with Mr. Timmy Long, Cork, absolute legend of a man. He's one of the two Norries, an absolute legacy of a podcast that I think will continue to affect the lives of many people in Cork and Ireland, and anyone who encounters it around the world. A real, honest, real podcast. A lot of real stuff, real guests, a lot of tough stories, a lot of big breakthroughs, a lot of deep knowledge, a lot of spiritual understanding, a lot of psychological understanding. Timmy really had a profound impact on my life, and he's an absolute legend, good friend of mine. When the Tunaris ended, we started a long way back together with Georgie Cooney, Tommy, his brother, Donald Clifford, and yeah, it was really interesting meeting different people of all walks of life, people that I would have looked up to, people who would have been real down and outs, real problems in their lives, people on the streets, homeless, drug addicts, to psychologists in the absolute top of their field, to community Gardaí that their hearts are in the right place, and TDs of Ireland, senators, and for me, coming from the background that I came from, it was definitely good for my ego, for my persona, accept myself for who I was, and the encouragement from Timmy and Tommy and Georgie and Donald were absolutely life-changing for me. So if I ever end up watching this, strange if there are some music podcasts, who knows? Music video, is it? I don't know what you'd call this at this stage, lads. It's becoming something of itself, I suppose. Me just ranting. What a beautiful fucking day. What an absolutely beautiful day. I think my phone's gonna die, so goodbye guys.